Okay, so anyways, I just felt like doing a video very sporadically. I was watching the news. It's like it just turned. It's like noon right now, June 9th. It's noon. The moon. Okay, since every time I'm doing a video, I'm gonna try to get in the habit of telling you where the moon is. We know the moon is in Libra because I just did the video last night. But if you didn't know the moon is in Libra, the moon is in Libra. But at noon, the moon was at 11 degrees, and that so let's see, what is it, like 5 hours behind? So, anyways, Universal Standard Time is what this goes by. So, Universal Standard Time is about like 5 or 6 hours. I think it's like 5 hours ahead of where we are, of where I am. So, anyways, whatever that means. But this is not even the point of my video. The point of my video was because I was listening to them say that they're going to show the congressional hearings, like they're going to break through regular programming to do congressional hearings about what happened on January 6th, 2020 or 2021. 2021. So, and the lady from the Republican side, this is really shitty because then, like, you're gonna get a lot of people defensive right away just by calling out Republican or Democrat. You're gonna get somebody to take a side. But the lady, what she was saying, she's like, "This is a smear campaign. This is a smear campaign on the Donald Trump administration, on Donald Trump, and on his and all the people who voted for Donald Trump." And I was like, "Well, if you could just put a megaphone like up to so people would know that." Like, and then I was thinking, God, like they're not even gonna believe it. Like, what if they like people are just gonna like just hear Democrat or Republican or just see those photos and they're gonna like, and I'm not saying like I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. I don't I don't burn shit down. I'm not into that. I don't, but I do think that the government has some serious corruption issues and that they're not fair at all. And they speak about equality, like their mind and their hearts. Well, if their mind and their hearts are attached and in line, I don't understand. Then I think that they're like, to me, it seems like they're super. Well, they don't mind suppressing people, they don't mind manipulating people, and they don't mind that their choices literally ruin the lives of other people. And they have no care in the world, like of how it's affecting generations of people, you know? And maybe it's not your family, maybe it's affecting my family for generations. And the fact that that doesn't bother you because it's not up in the stats of, you know, it's so high, you know, whatever, like that's bothersome. You know, like I worry about the person who's forgotten about. They always have like no child left behind or no something, nobody, no, you know, no stone left unturned, no soldier forgotten, you know, and it's like, but you guys do. You do forget about the soldiers when you just carelessly go into a war because you want to make a profit. How is that respecting the life of that person who signed up and said, okay, if you need my help to protect the country, I would just say, if I was a soldier, I would say, I didn't sign up to make you rich. I didn't sign up to make sure your family was going to be well off while my family was going to be left behind with mental health disorders, PTSD, separation harm, and all that other mind fucks that they do and they play on us. That's not what those soldiers die for. They're dying to protect our country, and our country is not protecting its people. And it started way, I mean, it was happening in 1985, obviously, when they only prosecuted Gary Lee Scott for one child for being sexually molested when he molested four. And then it happened again. I mean, that's like a repeating pattern. It's like maybe sexual abuse isn't your problem in life. Maybe that's not something that's happened to you. And I hope that nothing happens to anybody. Like I would wish everybody to have whatever it is that makes them feel like the best, blessed. I want them to have that because then my life can be more enjoyable. If you're not throwing a fit or making a bitch, then I'm not throwing a fit, making a bitch. If you ain't throwing a fit about me smoking pot, then I'm not throwing a fit about you throwing a fit about me smoking pot and taking my kids away. You know? And like you ruined my life when you did that. You really ruined my life, social workers. Shannon, when you took my name off my daughter's birth certificates, why you didn't even tell me? Nobody even told me. I was just finding this out not that long ago. I haven't seen my sister since 2016, and that was the first time I seen her, and the only time I seen her since 2013 when she came up to bring my daughter to see me in prison. I was released from prison November 2013, and then I moved up to Marshalltown, and this girl befriended me or whatever, and I was at her house, and she got raided. And they were acting like those drugs were mine and shit. I'm like, what the fuck do I look like? Look at me. Like, what do I look? No, I don't think so. You know? Like everybody knows that. I don't have friends. I don't socialize. I don't do any of that. So I'm not selling drugs. And my sister knows that. And she knows that. And that's what they tried pushing on my daughter, saying, oh, your mom's just back. Oh, look, she's got charges again. And they didn't even ask me. She didn't even ask me what the story was. She knows the police reports are wrong. When they're charging people with possession with intent, I had no intention of delivering anything except for a medicine to my mouth. And those drugs were not mine, you know? If I can buy drugs at like a bulk price, you know, and get it free, I would just do it myself. I'm not into selling drugs. If you are into selling drugs, fan-fucking-tastic. I don't care, you know? But the cops do, and my sister does, and they just are apt to believe whatever the police reports say. And it's like the police reports are inaccurate, and they're always inaccurate. They do not state it. They put me in jail. I was calling out for help because Josh broke the phone. He should have got a kidnapping charge for that. Because if you are holding somebody and keeping them from calling for help, that's kidnapping. He should have got charged with kidnapping. But I'm not a bitch. But anyways, he was on top of me, holding me down, pulling me by my hair, scratching me, fucking pulling me back when I was trying to leave out the door, trying to leave the violent situation. He goes and gets my daughter up out of bed, pulls her into his violent rage because I wanted to break up with him. This happened in like 2003. or 4, whatever. I don't know if it's 3 or 4. It doesn't matter. The point is a long time ago, and I got a domestic assault charge for calling out for help because I bit him. He was on top of me, holding me down, and I bit him to get him off of me. And I go to jail. I go to jail. And then I get molested, I get raped or whatever, and I get told that I'm a liar. I'm just like, that's no way that could happen because the guy had a hickey on his chest. No, he probably didn't have a hickey on his chest. He's probably got a fucking mighty fucking vacuum cleaner like mine, a canister where you just hold the fucking tube on there. You can make hickeys all day if you want. And everybody knew how to do that in the 90s and in the late 80s, in the early 90s, because my sister was doing that along, with her friends when she was in 6th grade. They would, think it was funny to play tricks on their mom, like, oh, look, we got hickeys or whatever. I remember I was just a little kid. I was like in 1st or 2nd grade. I remember everything. So it's not hard for them to do that. And I can see this guy, he was black. I'm not trying to say that because I shouldn't have even said that. I shouldn't have even said it because it's not his color that matters. It's just the fact that he was downtown, he was getting out of his car, and he was by himself. And then I just like ran into him, and it was like, I don't know what, I was like part drunk, so I don't remember, but I was like, I want to smoke weed. I wanted to smoke weed. I was like, oh, you got weed? And he's like, yeah. I was like, come back and smoke with me. Like, okay, went back and smoked weed, took one hit off the blunt. And I know you know what I'm talking about if you do this shit, because I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's a roofie of some sort. I took one hit and I immediately passed out. And the only reason why I was able to remember that part of it, like remember and go back to that part, was because in the hospital, May 5th, 2017, I was able to relate it to a situation where the doctors came, where I went into the emergency room, and it was traumatizing because the whole situation. I said, I tried to kill myself. I took a bunch of pills. I wanted my stomach pumped. But the lady at the front desk, she didn't even ask me my name. She just automatically called up the nurses and the people. I didn't even get my name or address out before they had a needle in my arm, and I was passed out. And I don't know what happened. Next thing I know, I wake up in a hospital bed, and it's dark. There's a lady by my bed, like doing a Sudoku or a crossword puzzle. And my mouth is like so dry. My hands are handcuffed to the bed. All I did was, they said that I was combative. They told Danny that I was combative. I said, how the hell was I combative when I was rendered unconscious? Right when I walked in, there's no way and I'm not like that, like, not normally, but unless like I'm really fed up and I've had enough of it, and this has been going on, then yeah, I will start to lose my temper, and I will start to give a fuck less and less and less, and it will get to where I'll throw shit, or I don't give a fuck, like my muscles tense up, and I'm just like that. I'm just like ready to like bring it on, because I'm fucking pissed, like everything just gets tense. And because I've had that abuse, and because I have PTSD, it's super intense, but in my head, it's really intense. And it's like, it's got to stop. Like, why won't anybody listen to me? That's how it feels. But anyways, that was the only reason why I was able to connect and remember back. That was because that happened. But anyways, I woke up and I couldn't breathe. My mouth was so dry, I couldn't breathe. And I was asking the lady for something to drink, and I said, please, I can't breathe. And I just passed out because I couldn't breathe. My nostrils were dry. Everything was just, my throat was dry, and it just felt like it was seizing up. And anyway, so nobody listened to me. Nobody cared about what I said, and they probably still don't to this day, but it doesn't affect it less. It doesn't mean that it didn't happen. And just because it's my life, it doesn't matter. And I understand that. I'm not special. I'm not better than anybody. I am better than a pedophile. I'm better than a rapist. I'm better than my sister Shannon, and I'm better than any of those social workers that go and harass people and tell them how to parent when they haven't even got children yet. Just leave people alone, okay? If they're going to kill their kids, let them kill their kids. It's better than you doing it. Because that's what you're doing. You're causing people to commit suicide. Look at what, my heart goes out to men forever and ever, but it also goes out to women too, because women are constantly victimized by men, and they're constantly being, like looked at like they're nothing but an object. And if they make, this, then, everything's just got to be like, whatever. So anyways, and men having records on them, and then having moms be like, you got to pay child support, and this dad is no good, and this man is no good, and no good, and no good. They keep getting this message of no good, no good, no good. So as women, why do we think we're going to keep getting these repetitive messages back from our men? Is that we're no good, or it's because that was the message that the state was telling us to give to them? And it's, they're not going to come out and announce it and be like, hey, so when we were telling you guys to sign up for welfare and stuff, and you can leave your husband, and you got to be single, you can, they don't. It's not like that. It's the freaking symptoms of the problem. But anyways, what was my thing? Oh yeah, I was talking about how she was saying that it was a smear campaign on everybody who voted for Donald Trump. And that's exactly what they're doing when they're breaking into regular program. Why didn't they break into regular programming when Christopher Stevens and the ambassador for Libya was attacked, when the security was so low? Why was there no breakthrough for Christopher Stevens? That's what I'm saying. Like, I listened to that hearing, and that hearing like tore me up. And it did a lot of fucking mental shit to my psyche, because I was like, I couldn't understand what kind of country I was living in, what type of leaders were leading this country. And that built up a lot of rage and confusion towards the leadership in this country, pushing me to look more towards somebody who they're calling like dictators and stuff. It led me to like look at them and see, oh, so he didn't do anything. He just doesn't want to be a part of NATO, and NATO's constantly lining up, military forces on people's borders. I mean, NATO's the one that's being a bully, and then he just didn't want to pay. So he's like, he doesn't want to pay the freaking Who wants to be a participating member of NATO? For what? Russia is not going after and attacking little people. He just wants NATO off of his borders. They put NATO in his borders. And why would he want to be a participating member? So then you have to pay into NATO. Who cares? Nobody wants war forever. So who cares about NATO? Who cares about fucking bomb makers and shit? I mean, yes, we need guns. We need guns to protect ourselves from the tyrannical government that is tyrannical. They are. I mean, they're pulling us over for speeding while they have pedophiles walking the streets and they're high risk. Go stalk a fucking pedophile. Go take your COINTELPRO and focus it on your fucking pedophiles and your people that don't stand up against them. Like my sister Shannon, who doesn't know how to stand up against them, only knows how to stand down because, we don't want to revisit that touchy moment. Yeah, well, that touchy moment was really uncomfortable and didn't need to happen. And if he would have had any better sense or any good sense, if he was any type of good neck or any good patriot, any type of patriot I would want around. Patriot is derived from the word pattern. Pattern is derived, pattern, St. Patrick's Day, all that patterns. Okay, so anyways, it's all related. And who wants a patriot that is a child molester, that looks at a freaking young child and wants to stick his penis in a 3-year-old's mouth? What type of patriot is that, Shannon? I don't hear you going around. Are you doing anything are you just your COINTELPRO friends doing anything to stalk that asshole? Or how about those assholes up there in Missouri who were pedophiles that I just got done living with? How come they're not being stalked? How come their life isn't so uncomfortable? They've got aides coming in and out of their house, cleaning up for them, doing their laundry. They got Social Security, paying their bills when they're perfectly fine. They could work a digital job. They could work because they don't have. Well, the pedophile has a permanent record now that he's a pedophile. And I talked to him about it. I said straight up, but I'm not the type of just because I was around him and talked about it doesn't mean that I was like all cozy with him or whatever. I have been desperate and trying to stay off the streets. And that was the only place I had. It was either that or the streets. So I'll stay where I have to stay, but I still don't compromise my beliefs. I bought a pack of Chester cigarettes and Ghostbusters cereal because his name is Buster. And it's like Ghostbuster, and his ghost being that he's a pedophile. And Buster and Chester. Every Chester knows that pedophiles are called Chesters. So I got a pack of Chester cigarettes just to make it, like a no fact. Like, yeah, I know I'm living here with pedophiles. And yeah, I know that I don't like pedophiles, but I'm not going to go to the street where I could go buy fentanyl and then kill myself and then not be here to protect victims of sexual abuse or sexual assault. Because that's what I want to do. And that's what I've always wanted to do. Coalition Against Sexual Assault. CASA. And that's what every woman or victim of abuse needs. They need their own house where they can not have to depend on anybody, not any state, not any institution, not any person, where they can sit there and get well. And if they want to be in isolation, then in isolation. If they don't want to be in isolation, they can have company over. But they are not dependent on somebody saying, well, if you don't fuck me, I'm not paying your rent. And that's how it goes. And that's how it goes for a lot of women and probably a lot of men now too, since you turned them gay with your stupid welfare system and you're freaking letting, the Mexican cartel kidnap and rape everybody. Sorry, Mexican cartel. I'm not sure if you're the only ones responsible for the rape and kidnappings in this country, but I do know that you are responsible for a lot of rape and a lot of kidnappings and a lot of, people being sexually assaulted. And you need to handle that. That should not be allowed, and you should not tolerate that. Even if you're a cartel, if you are a criminal organization, you need to straighten the fuck up. That shit should not be tolerated. You shouldn't want that for your wife, and you shouldn't want that for your daughter. You shouldn't want that for your mother. And that, therefore, you should show that same respect and to every other woman. And if you are an organization that is comprised of many people, whether you're criminal or not, you need to think about that shit. That's fucked up, and people have to have consequences for that. So it's not consequences for tattling. It's consequences for being a rapist. Consequences for sodomizing a child or a boy. Anybody who would sodomize a boy or a child. That is just... that is a bullet to the head. You are not worth it. You're not even worth the enjoyment of what it would be to torture someone like you. I don't even care about that. I would rather take the enjoyment of your torture, put it in a bullet, put it in your head, and say goodbye, and go eat dinner, and maybe go, whatever, have, some nice, go to laser tag or something fun like that. Maybe I'll go play some, color a book or play dot to dot, connect the dots, But I'm just saying, there's just some things that should be intolerable. And I understand how you don't want to just believe people right away, unless they're a Democrat in the White House and they're from the Democrat side, then they should get all the attention and all of what they want should overpower what anybody else in the world wants because they think that they know what's best for everybody, even though they've only lived one life, their life, and that's all they've ever experienced. Yet they know how to, dictate to billions of people. I don't think so. And that's what the Democrats in the United States tries to do. And I don't like it. I don't like it one single bit. And I just feel like saying hello to Vladimir Putin, and I love your videos, and I really feel like things are going to work out well for you and Donald Trump too. I feel like the public is going to see that the Democrats are just, I was going to do a reading. That's what I was going to do. Okay, it's 21 minutes. I still have 20 minutes to do it so I can talk. And it's okay. So I'm going to do a reading. I got these cards here. They're in order because me and Danny sat and put all my packs of cards in order. So we're going to shuffle, and we're talking about the January 6th, 2021 White House thing that happened, and then we're talking about Donald Trump and the Democrats. And so I'm going to do a reading, and I'm just do the 3-card reading, which is the path you're on, what helps you, what hinders you. Those are the 3 cards that I'll always do when I do a card. So just that way we get it out now, and then I'll always repeat what I'm doing. But what path you're on, what hinders you, and what helps you. And what we're doing is doing on the Democrats' deception. You know, the Democrats' deception with Donald Trump, the Democrats' deception with their lies in the media. You know, and that's what I want to know. So we want to know what happened on January 6th. Okay, well, or no, what's up with the Democrats? Democrat deception, Democrat deception. That's what we're gonna call it. The DD day, like double D day, Democrat deception, because that's what happened with Christopher Stevens. This card, just you see how that just kind of okay. So it's a 6 of wands, or 6 of clubs. And that is horsepower. That is the horse. That is so interesting because I just saw, you know, who was it? I just said his name, Vladimir Putin giving. I saw the little short video of him breaking the carrot and feeding the carrot to the horse, and like how he did it like so nice, like he just did so nice. So, anyways, that's horsepower. Horse is a power. It's about power. So that would be the leadership. You know, that's the path that we're on. So that's what we're talking about. That's accurate. So that's good. That's good that we're going somewhere. We're getting somewhere with this reading. Maybe just for me, or maybe just for me and my viewers. Okay, another card just came out like it did. You saw it. It's the 4 of diamonds. The four of diamonds is law. This is crow, the crow, animal medicine, the crow, but is translated to law. So the laws. So the path around, what helps you is the law. So what's helping them is the laws are helping them to do their deception, because the way the laws are currently set, it helps them. Like when they say, you know, they charge you with possession with intent if you have more than, you know, 2 grams of weed, or 6 grams, whatever they call it, like an ounce of weed or something. Like I would have an ounce of weed. I'd buy an ounce of weed every 2 weeks for personal use. But if I got pulled over with that on the way home, I would get charged with intent. And it's like, there's no intent to deliver. That's false. That's not true. That's, you know, that's where the deception comes in, and where that's just wrong. It's just wrong. You know, it's like you automatically believe that, and I just farted and it smells. Ew. Okay, I whisked it away. I farted. Did you hear it? I hope not. So anyways, what helps them, what hinders them? So we need to make some changes in the laws, obviously. Yeah, I know. People fart. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Now you probably now you, not you, Jessica. You, only you, Jessica. Me, only me. I'm yelling at myself. Look at this. I hear it looks retarded over here. I see how this side just looks silly over here. It drives me nuts. So, anyways, all right, hold on. We're doing it again, shuffling it again. We got to get what hinders them, because that's what we really want to know. What hinders the deceptioners, the ones with but they have the most trick or manipulate them that I ever seen in my life. The most trick or manipulate them. But anyways. We got it. We're going to get a handle on them. We'll get a handle on them with these tarot cards. Well, these are just playing cards, but okay. So deception, democratic deception, get back in the mood. Okay. Get the vibe. Democratic deception. Okay. What hinders them? What hinders democratic deception? What hinders democratic deception? What hinders democratic deception? What hinders democratic deception? What hinders democratic possession? What hinders democratic, I don't know. Okay. I'm going to pick this 2 cards right here because they were sticking out. I wanted one to fly out, but I just picked these. Just was like, just take these. So, well, that's what I thought in my head. So I just went with it. Okay. So it's not like there's no voice in my head. It's, I think things, and I don't know, like, is that thought coming from me, or is there like an outside source that's pushing that thought into my head, you know, to be like, okay, take those 2 cards. Okay. 4 of wands. Hold on. It's covered up. I got to see it. Hold on. Cleansing. Okay, so what hinders them is cleansing, is the frog energy. It's about cleansing. So what I would say, what hinders them is this royal flush shit, you know, where we're draining the swamp, you know, like Donald Trump used to say. And I'm still a supporter of Donald Trump. I thought he was he was very presidential. He even appeared presidential, and he was not afraid to approach any situation, you know, and that's what I liked about Donald Trump. And I would still support Donald Trump, even though I didn't support all of the decisions. I don't like war. I don't like dropping bombs. I don't like assassinating anybody, nuclear weapons, people. I don't like it, even though I would partake in the enjoyment of some people's departure, you know. But no, that's mostly just pedophiles and rapists. Pretty much pedophiles and rapists. Because I don't even get down on people who have been like physically assaulted to women, you know, because I mean, I've been physically abused, but I understand the rage and the anger and the scaredness and the protection mode that people go into. And I also understand that we got to work with these mentalities that we have, you know, because a lot of people have really good, strong minds, and that's good. But some of us, we don't really catch on, or we don't know, or we need to be reminded to, hey, catch ourselves in our emotional whatever. But anyway, so that's fine. And the next one was Queen of Hearts. So Queen of Hearts is, you guys, this is the bat. So what hinders them? Okay, so the coronavirus is going to be able to be used against the Democrats. This is fantastic. Okay, so we're on a roll. We're on a roll. So that's what hinders them is cleansing and the coronavirus, the bat, because it says the bat is rebirth. You know, like rebirth. Okay, so whatever. That's what's hindering them. What helps them is the law. And what we were talking about was horsepower. We were talking about the power. Okay, so there you go. So I like doing it with like the keywords and how they translated, and the animal medicine cards translated just perfect over here into these playing cards. So I love it. And so yeah, that's it. That's what I wanted to say, is that they're going to be interrupting the regular programming to broadcast congressional hearings that are not fair, that are not balanced, that are not fair and balanced. And that's not fair to the voters, to all those people who voted for Trump and support Trump, because it is a smear campaign against all of us. you know? So anyways, everybody have a good day. Be safe, control your emotions, and protect everybody from pedophiles and rapists. It's just, just prosecute them and stand up. And I want to say that I'm really proud of my niece because she's pressing charges on somebody who was, made her feel uncomfortable. And, I'm not sitting in a situation, but I just want to let you know, like, I'm proud of her for that, because that takes a strong person to want to say, no, you deserve to go to jail for what you did to me. And I'm going to do what I can to make sure that happens. That's a responsible choice. That's a heart choice. And that's a good choice. I just want to let you know, if you ever see that, I love you. And I miss all of you guys. Bye.